Hey guys, Fantastic here, and today I'm going to be teaching you guys the brand new Frankenstein method I created to repair Furbies. So basically, there's been a new issue I've been noticing within the last few months where basically, normally what you would do with a Furby is to fix it, you would either pump smack it or spin the motor. However, more recently, that's not been working at all. And so before I left, I've never noticed this issue, but when I started collecting again, this has been a reoccurring issue, almost daily when it comes to fixing these guys. And I believe this is because the boards are not providing voltage to the motors properly. And so I'm going to show you what I did here, and this actually fixed the problem completely. So first what you're going to do is you're going to grab your Furby, like this guy. And what you're going to do is you're going to pull the fur off. After your Furby's skinned, you're going to want to get to the shell. And usually you have to unscrew the faceplate or pull the glue. And then after that, pretty much you have screws. There's multiple mounting locations for screws. It's hard to show on this camera. But when you get to that, you're going to unscrew it. And you really only need to detach the right side. Now this is a working one, so I'm not going to show it in complete action because I really don't have anyone to show it with right now. But when I do, I will be making another video with it in action. But basically, when you get into Furby, this right here, let me focus. This right here, and sorry my camera's a little annoying, is going to be the motor piece. What you're going to do is you're going to pull it out, disconnect it. And what you want is your motor to be like this. But you're going to leave it in the other Furby, the main one that is broken. And this is where a working Furby comes in. Basically, and this can work for any Furby, including a Furby baby, which I'm going to show you right here. When the motor's disconnected, what you're going to do is you're going to attach the motor of the non-working Furby with the Furby still connected to it, to the Furby baby, the working Furby. And with that connected, what this is going to do is it's going to supply power to the broken motor. You can see this Furby baby is a broken motor. I got to resolder it. And actually, I'm going to warn you, this is a risk to the method. Be careful when it comes to these motors. They are very fragile on the wire. In fact, that's why this baby's into service, where they can snap. The wires are very weak on them. As you can see right here, this is not soldered. They just connected rubber together. And actually, it is a pretty easy solder job if that just does happen to you. But if you're careful, nothing should happen. Anyways, you're going to put the batteries in. And as you can see, this will kick in your motor. On some Furbies, what will happen is the motors are still locked up. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to spin it with a screwdriver and it'll cause it to get the electricity. The reason why this method is important and it works so well is because, and this is, as I said, the more recent issue is that the board is not detecting the motors like it should be. Basically, the board's not providing the power to the motor so that even if you crank it, you need that power to be able to crank it in the first place. So if it's not cranked, if you have no power to it, you can't crank it at all. So basically, when that happens, with this method, it's going to override that zero voltage because that working Furby recognizes the motor and already has that voltage in place because it's not been sitting for a while, and it'll give you the ability to be able to spin the motor. And when you're done with that, what that's going to do is, after you're done with that, you're going to reconnect the motor to the actual Furby itself, to the same port on the actual Furby that you wanted to fix. And basically what that's going to do is, when you turn on the Furby, it's going to cause him to wake up, and it's going to override the motor issue that it had, and he'll be working just fine. And this has actually worked for me a few times now on Furbies. In fact, last week, I brought this Spanish Furby back from the dead through this method. I also believe I did this on a racing Furby. There's been a few others I've done it on with a high success rate on it. On this guy, which is why I'm going to warn you again about soldering, this guy, the wires did actually break on him. But I was able to quickly solder them back together and he booted just fine. And anyways, guys, I thought I'd teach you guys this new method. It's called the Frankenstein method. And I thought this is going to be a huge method for repairing because it's kind of the last resort or method at this point because all the other methods are not working on Furbies anymore. So anyways, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe, and check out my eBay store, bang for the buck. And, well, and if you check that store, a lot of the Furbies I have on there are restored. I buy them broken, I fix them up, and I put them back up. Because I like to rehome them. I like to minimize waste, because when these guys are broken, they get thrown out all the time. And I try to save them and give them a second life. Well, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Enjoy the Frankenstein method. And I'll see you all in the next one.